Hello everyone, it's GromitFan01 here, and recently on April the 1st, the Shaun the Sheep Movie 2 Farmageddon trailer was released, and it gives some of the plot as well, and it introduces Lula, of course, who's the new alien for Shaun the Sheep, and one of the new main characters as well from the movie. And it's introduced us a few set pieces as well, like Mossingham Forest, the alien hunting agency, the alien hunting agency building. But if you understand what I'm talking about, you're going to have to watch the trailer first, so you understand what I'm talking about. So here's the plot, I'll explain it now. Strange lights over the quiet town of Mossingham herald the arrival of a mysterious visitor from far across the galaxy. When the intergalactic visitor, an impish and adorable alien called Lula, crash lands near Mossy Bottom Farm, Shaun soon sees an opportunity for alien-powered fun and adventure and sets off on a mission to shepherd Lula home. Her magical alien powers, irresistible mischief, and galactic-sized burp soon have the flock enchanted. Shaun takes his new friend on the road to Mossingham Forest to find her lost spaceship, unaware that a sinister alien hunting agency is on their trail. Can Shaun the flock avert Farmageddon on Mossing Bottom Farm before it's too late? And that's how they've explained the plot. So I'm just going to explain what I think about this movie. Well, from the judging by the trailer, of course. I think it's really, really good. I loved the trailer when it first came out on April the 1st, which ironically enough was April Fool's Day. I watched it about 40 times on that day, and I really loved it. Really loved it. I love how, this is a sequel to the first Shaun the Sheep movie, which the first one was absolutely amazing, really loved, and was just, I feel like one of the best Shaun adventures, of course. But this might top that, you never know. So, I do think the first Shaun the Sheep movie was my favourite, definitely. Well, I think what made it for me was Trumper, because Trumper was, my favourite villain from that film. I think he made that film for me because of how evil he was and his character and his arrogance. I think some reason when I watch the Arban films, I always sort of relate to the villain more than anything else, more than the other characters. I think the villains in all the Arban films are just lovable. Even though they can have an evil side to them, they're still lovable. They're the ones we love to hate, of course. Like when writers have to make villains, they try and make them likable in some way, because when you write characters, you've got to love them all, including the villain. I mean, I love the sets for this film. Like I said, the sets on this film were really impressive. I mean, like the cornfield, I loved how they made that. I'm just very surprised how they made that. And I mean, I don't know how on earth they did that, but that was just amazing. With the details in that, they must have gotten. I don't know how how Arban made that, but I think it was really impressive for a set, because fields like that, they're quite expansive, and they're quite big, and how to make that, and also the textures of the cornfield. I mean, that must have been really hard to pull off, because of course the fur moves, but then Early Man, of course, where a lot of the texture move in the film, like even including Doug's hair and the caveman's and cavewoman's outfits, they moved a lot as well in the film. But I think with this cornfield, it's gonna be, well, how do I put this? It's probably going to be more acceptable. I mean, I accepted it in Early Man because it's part of the charm of stop motion, because of the movement in the fur and that. I think the cornfield would be more acceptable, because the fur would move on the set, and of course that's the ground, and that's not the character's fur moving, if you know what I mean. I mean, Lula, of course, she's just turned out to be one of my favourite characters. I think her character is just really impressive. I mean, I like how they designed her. I mean, Richard Starzak was the one who was going to direct it, but for unknown reasons, Will Beecher and Richard Phelan are directing it now. I think we'll find out sooner or later when why Richard Starzak didn't direct the film, but he was originally going to direct it, but then Will Beecher and Richard Phelan did it instead. And surprisingly, their direction for this film from Will Beecher and Richard Phelan are really good. I think the direction is just superb. With it would be nice to have Richard Starzak directed this film because he directed the last film, but there have been countless other directors on Shaun the Sheep, even for the series. I know that Will Beecher directed, the last series, Series 5. But that's actually, I think, is really good that he's directing the feature film, because it's like broadening his talents, if you know what I mean. It'll expand his portfolio, it'll expand, his work, if you know what I mean. And I'm just so proud with these two, how they've come a long way, because they started off, well, Will Beecher started off as an animator, Richard Phelan started off as a storyboard artist, and now they've come together to direct the Shaun the Sheep feature film, which probably will be their best work, I imagine. I imagine so, yeah, definitely. I just don't know what to say. It's just a lovely, lovely film, judging by the trailer. Of course, I haven't seen the film yet, of course, because it hasn't been released yet. But when it does, I think it's going to be a wonderful movie. I don't think it will be like I said, I don't think it will be as good as the first one, but I still think this is set to be a really great film for Shaun because of the epicness of the scale of the story. So, what do you think about this movie? Comment on the video below and tell me what you think, and what your favourite moments from the trailer are. And yeah, so thank you for watching. This is GromitFan01 signing off.